Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. Welcome to our Sunday podcast, our live stream. Reason I'm doing this today is because my flight was canceled this morning, and the only flight I could get going back from DC to Florida was at 10 o'clock. I was on a United flight, and apparently they had a plane that went out of service for mechanical problems, and that causes a domino effect. And that's what happens with any airline. And when one plane goes out, it causes a domino effect, and a lot of flights get canceled, including mine. So anyway, I'm here still at my daughter's and my son's house, and I'm leaving tonight. But I was at this game last night with my son and one of my sons, and woo. Man, y'all. Man, welcome Miss Stevenson, Jim Adino, James Gant, Aaron Spalding, Lee Thomas, Joseph Vendimio, John Pettit, my brother Organic Fanatic, Carry the One, Charm Boy 72, Senior Beef, Kid Funkadelic, Only DM Dawson. I was also very fortunate to meet Kubar Dobbins, who was at the game. He's a subscriber. And there was another guy at the game that watches this channel with his wife, and I couldn't hear what his name is, but we took a picture together, him and his wife, and it was all good. So it was all good. But what a game! What a game! First, before I start, y'all know me. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here trying their best to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children that are the victims every day of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are helping those that are victims of pornography, child pornography, helping those that are victims of prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteer, and double curses on those perverts that create the great demand for these evil industries. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, veterans, homeless right now in the United States. Millions around the world, similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, Judy Smith, Ron Cohen, Woody Stephanie, William Ortiz, Third Eye Butler, Kid Funkadelic, Coach Rubens, Clint Stewart, Tony Bell, PL. I hope all y'all are doing well today. Andrew Abraham, what up? Man, what a game last night. The thing is about that game, it was very much, and I thought it was going to be very much similar to the Orlando game. The Orlando game in the first half, both games, which we're seeing now, is the Knicks are be able to adjust their game based on game situations. And it's, of course, led by Jalen Brunson. I was getting frustrated with Brunson last night because the first half he was shooting that ball and he was shooting it, not scoring a lot. And nobody else was getting to touch it too much. And I didn't like that. But what was going on and became clear to me in the second half is Brunson and the Knicks figured out the three ball wasn't falling. And why wasn't the three ball falling? I saw it with Deuce most of all. It was clear, but it was just not Deuce. Deuce couldn't hit the ball side of a barn last night, nor the game against Orlando the night before. And the reason was tired legs. And how do you know that? The ball starts hitting the front rim. When they're shooting threes, it comes off the front rim. And when you start seeing it come off the front rim, you know that's tired legs. Okay. So here you got tired legs. What do you do when you got tired legs? What JB did is started getting in the paint. He did that against Orlando, and he did it again against the Wizards last night. And how you see that when you look at the stats, points in the paint last night, the Knicks destroyed them in the paint. What was it? I'm looking for that number. 78-60 points in the paint last night. And that was Brunson. Anytime we talk about this when it was the opposite, like when we couldn't defend anybody because we had no point of attack defense for many years before Thibodeau came, and the opposing point guards would get in the paint and cause all kind of havoc for the Knicks. Well, now the shoe's on the other foot. Brunson, when they were not hitting their threes, he started going in the paint. No, I was there for the whole thing. I was there to the end, Guilford. I was there to the end. But he started hitting the paint. And once you get your point guard with 2 feet in the paint, all kinds of things happen in the league because these are professional players, right? And so he was getting in that paint last night, especially. He was doing it in the first half, but he was most second half. It was ridiculous. Miss Edwards, he was killing them in the paint, and that opened up everybody else in the paint. Okay, wait. Let's have a moment of silence for Keontae George. If you actually were there at the game last night, they pulled out the yellow tape and the chalk because, unfortunately, he was the unfortunate victim of Precious Achua last night. Precious, Keontae, unfortunately, was in the wrong place at the very wrong time when Precious decided he wanted a basket. Let's have a moment of silence for Keontae George as his chalk mark is still on the Capital One floor arena because of Precious Achua. Y'all should have, to see it live, though. To see it live. I saw it like when he took off. At first, I thought he's not going to make it to the basket, but his head was up over the rim. Oh, man. Oh, my God. And the whole bench got up. Like, everybody was going crazy. That's another thing. The Knicks got a team camaraderie. Like, it's been like that for a few years under Tibbs, right? But I hate to say, and I'm not going to name no names, but certain players' exit caused the team to get even closer. I'm just not going to name no names. But certain players that are no longer with the squad was already close. But certain players in the squad got even closer. And this whole thing with the roommates and the Villanova thing, that become a nucleus for like the whole team getting closer. I know Precious did that thing, man. What? And then you saw his face after. I was like, oh man, that was bad. Even OG was going nuts. Y'all should, and you know OG ain't one to be I was at a 45-degree angle at the Knicks bench. Like I was like, if I yelled at them coming out of the tunnel, they would know I was yelling at them because I was right by the tunnel. I was by the tunnel when they were coming out. Yeah, where the Knicks go in and out at the tunnel. Guys next to me was yelling like Hart was responding. Hart was turning around and waving high. Guys like, yo, Josh, and he turned around. Guy right next to me, so I was there. But man, Judy, that Precious dunk was amazing. That was amazing, man. So, but in the grind of the game, though, Tibbs, I got to give him credit. So he kept putting in Deuce and Precious when he needed to stop and taking Brunson out. Because honestly, El Gato Grande and Brunson were terrible on defense yesterday. I'm just going to be honest with you. I was frustrated watching it. They were terrible on defense. One time, Gato was slow. He was jogging down the court, and the opposing center outran him down the court, get a dunk. Another time, he's supposed to switch. When the guy on the wing gets beat, Gato was supposed to switch. He didn't even realize the guy on the wing got beat. By the time he turned around, dunk. And that happened a few times. He was really bad on defense, especially the first half. The reason the game was so close in the first half was because the Knicks defense, those two. See, the rest of the guys, you can't have three. When you're playing NBA level defense, it takes a string. Even the weakest guy, they can tie them, but it takes a string. And so you kind of expect Brunson to be a little weak on defense, but Gato, he's not always like, he's been good this season. Let me just say that. Last night, the tired legs caught up to him. I'm just going to say it like that. Okay. It's not something you're going to see all season. Some guys make a game time situation something that's going to continue. It's not going to be all season. But last night, those tired legs, you could see it on Gotham. And then, but offensively, homie, it's like one of those times where all of us have seen it. A dude sprains his ankle, right? And he's limping around and he can't play no defense, but when it's time to get the ball, all of a sudden he's he's able to do his business, right? That's what got them. All of a sudden, he on offense, he was amazing. He was doing business last night offensively. And then just like in the Orlando game, in the beginning of the game, I would say the first half of the game, the Knicks were getting beat down on the boards. They were not dominating the boards. Okay. Now we know that this is going to change when Mitch Robinson comes back, but we have the personnel right now so that we don't need to be getting beat on the boards. So they was getting beat on the boards until the second half. They somehow got that grit and grind going in the second half, and it started with them hitting the offensive boards in the second half, because in the first half, Washington was killing us on the offensive board. Second half, they started hitting the boards. And that was also a key. So the two keys, I mean, obviously Jalen Brunson, 55 points was outrageous. But the reason for that was because he was getting in the paint. And just like what happened against Orlando, the paint points were 60-36. That was the game. And because they were getting in the paint, the Knicks last night shot what they shoot. They shot 26 free throws, and Washington shot 15. And the reason Washington, I'm going to tell you, the refs weren't that good last night. But the reason Washington only shot 16 or 15 free throws was because they was killing it from three. Last night, they shot, what did they shoot? They were shooting over 50%. They shot 45% from three on 17 makes out of 38. 17 out of 38, 45% from three. They were going crazy at the three-point line last night. And the youngins, Keontae George, the aforementioned victim, he hit three. Brogdon hit three. This Champagne dude hit five. They was all nailing their threes last night. I was surprised. Corey Kispert, unfortunately for him, he had the reputation of shooting. The boy is a great offensive player. Can't play no defense, but he can shoot, though. And unfortunately for Corey Kispert, when he came out, he hit a three. And then Tim said, okay, enough of that. And he put the Deuce card on. See, the thing about Deuce, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn yesterday. But the boy could always, you could wake Juice up out of a drunken stupor in the middle of the night, and he's going to lock you up. Unless your name is TJ McConnell. But, outside of that, you could wake Deuce up, 102-degree temperature, bring him out on the floor in the middle of the night, and he's going to lock you up. And that's what happened with Corey Kispert. But them other cats, 58 was terrible with Stevenson. He was terrible, man. He was horrible, man. Dag, he was bad. In fact, the guy that seemed to be the best ref of the three was the newest guy. He was a new guy out there, or at least he had less experience than 58 and the other guy. The black dude and the white dude, 58 was the white dude, black dude was the other. They're experienced refs. They were acting like their name was Tony Brothers last night. But the other guy, the younger guy, he was good. He called it both ways equally. But them other dudes, man, I was like, what the heck, man? It was ridiculous. Really was. So, but and the sixth man for our opponent is always the referees. The sixth man for our opponent is always the referees. But the Knicks, and this is the thing. Yo, what's up, Sevier? The Knicks should not have won this game. This is why I'm saying we got something special, y'all. The Knicks should not have won this game. Even in the Tibbs era, games like this, they lose. But this is the thing. And this is why I was not with the Knicks getting Jalen Brunson. I keep saying that out of Dallas because I wanted Emmanuel quickly to get the ball. to get that whole thing. But I couldn't front when he was dropping 40 in the playoffs. That changed my mind. And the thing is, you're looking at a guy like that coming out of high school, he was doubted. Going to Villanova, he was doubted, where he won 2 chips. And coming into the league in the second round, he was doubted. One thing you should know now about Jalen Brunson: never bet against Jalen Brunson. Never bet against Jalen Brunson. And you know what else was beautiful last night? You have to, you could see it on TV, but when I was near the floor, right? So you see Josh Hart with the speed and toughness get rebounds in traffic. He's 6'4". And everybody, and I'm tired of people. Kabar Dobbins, man, it was good. Glad you got to your spot, man. Good to meet you last night too. But when you see and people that say, well, he's too short, he's 6'4", you obviously have not watched him play. I saw that dude go in traffic several times last night at the key moments of the game when there were bigger dudes around him. Get the ball. He just get the ball. And I was like, damn. And he would come in there like lightning. He'd be one spot of the court. You don't know where he is. All of a sudden, there's the ball. There's Josh. Damn. I was like, whoa. I mean, damn. I mean, that was bad. That dude was bad. And especially when it's clutch time, you need a rebound. See, the last dude I seen like that when you need a rebound, he's going to get it, was Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was like that. It don't matter if you need a board and it's the end of the game, the worm would get it. And I can't even explain to you, how they do it, especially Josh at 6'4". He was always there in the middle of everybody, in the middle of Saw, didn't matter who was there. He was getting that rebound. It was amazing, man. It was amazing. Amazing. And him and Brunson together, dynamic, man. Dynamic. Know each other like the back of each other's hand, and they play like it. No, we got a good thing here, y'all. We got a good thing. Belinda Godfrey Roberts, thank you. Oh, David. Okay. We had fun last night, though. We had a lot of fun, man. And I was really I am not always fun at the game because I am so focused on analyzing the game. And sometimes I'll get crazy at the beginning with the refs and stuff. Then I calm down and I'm just analyzing the game. I did not see Monica last night. I did not. She would have stood out last night because there wasn't a lot to look at last night. So Monica would have stood out if she was there. To me, she would have stood out if she was there because there wasn't a lot to look at last night, which is unusual. I'm in DC or at a game. Maybe I was just in the wrong section, but dang, man. I was disappointed. There wasn't much eye candy, put it that way. There wasn't much eye candy. I did not see Monica last night. Oh, if she was there? If she was, I didn't see it. I saw Bill Pito. Now, he was interviewing on my side of the floor. Maybe Monica was somewhere else. I saw Bill Pito, the plane. I did see him, but I did not see Monica. I didn't see a Charm Boy. If she was there, she would have stood out because where I was, and I had fun. There was this Boricua sitting right next to me with her husband. She's shorter than my wife, and my wife's only 5 feet tall. She had a big tall boy in her hand. Looked like the tall boy was bigger than her. And man, she was funny. She was killing me last night. She was right there. That guy too tall, man. She had this tall boy in her hand. Oh gosh, that was funny. So I had a ball. Oh, did she, JP? Yeah, I surprised. I didn't see it. I just put it this way. I didn't see it. I believe in y'all. I'm just saying. Somebody said there was Monica there. I did not see her. If I did, she would have stood out. She would have stood out, but I did not see it. Yeah, but anyway, it was a great game, man. And like I said, they came back in the second half on the boards. They was getting in the paint and Jalen Brunson was treating those guys like the rookies that they was. I mean, they were good. Look, let me tell you something. Washington got a nice nucleus. They really do. Sar, I love that kid, Kalibali, the French kid. Sar, the French kid, Carrington. They got some nice young, Keyshawn George. They got some nice young players. They're about 3 years away, from being able to start looking at 500 in playoff position. They really do got a nice young team. But Jalen Brunson was treating them like rookies, man. He was tricking them. He was killing them. But they were hot last night. They were really hitting them to, like I said, 45% from three. And the Knicks had tired legs. Now, this is 7 straight, right? We played the good thing is we play the exact same team Monday in the same arena. So now the Knicks don't have to travel anywhere. They're in DC. They're going to stay in DC today, right? And so they get treatment. They're going to be in DC tomorrow. They can practice tomorrow. I expect their legs to be better tomorrow. Okay, so and DC is not like traveling to Oklahoma City or something, from New York, I mean. So I'm expecting them to have better energy tomorrow. I don't know if Kuzma and Poole are going to be available Monday, but I don't think that matters. I really don't. So, in fact, I think they played better last night without Kuz and Poole. The ball moved. They had more assists than the Knicks. Let me see. They had 32 assists last night. The Knicks had 26 assists. They had 32 assists. See, the ball moved better without Poole and Kuz last night. And they were in, obviously it was an overtime game. So they were in the game. All right. Them youngins were balling. Washington, they coming. I like to watch a team up and coming. I got to look close at it, but I like, it starts with management. Like I always say, like when the Knicks hired the Don and he put his team together, that was the beginning of our turnaround 4 years ago. That was beginning of the turnaround. All right. Or 5 years ago might have been, but it was beginning of the turnaround. Now you're here. It starts with management. Look at what happened in Sacramento last night. They fired the coach. That was a dumb firing. That was terrible. That's bad management. See, and they put. I never understood the DeRozan. See, some people just look at NBA 2K and look at a name and think adding a name is gonna make you better. I never thought DeRozan would fit in Sacramento. I never understood why they would even bring him. I didn't understand that. That did not fit to me. Okay, you got the redheaded boy from I think he was from, where that boy from? They got him from he looked like How to Do It, but he could ball. They got him from Atlanta, and I think he came from Maryland. He could ball. They should be playing him more. And they got the young boy Herder, and they got the twin there from Iowa. They should be playing ball with them, And they messed around. They had Davion Mitchell, traded him, right? Had Halliburton, traded him. What the hell are they doing? I don't know. Okay, but see, and a lot of people in Knicks Nation was pining. I was getting this all the time. We got to get DeRozan. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? He don't fit. No, you got to have fit. He don't fit. And DeRozan at this stage of his career, honestly, has not changed his game so that he can produce wins on a consistent basis. I'm just being honest with you. DeRozan's a great footwork. Really, all-time great footwork. But I'm saying in terms of wins, they don't produce wins. Okay, they don't produce wins. So people, just because a guy's a great name and got great stats, don't mean he fits on your team. And I didn't like the move. And I was like, what the hell is that? Now, that wasn't on Mike Brown. Mike Brown didn't say, go get DeRozan. That was, no. Just like the year y'all know, the Don went and got Frenchie, and he went and got Kemba. That was a terrible fit. They didn't fit Tibbs at all. At all. And Tibbs ended up benching Kemba before even you get to the halfway point of the season. Okay? Because why? Because he was all playing on one leg, couldn't play no defense. And honestly, Alfred Payton fit Tibbs' system better than Kemba did. See, because Alfred Payton played defense. See, so you got to have fit. You got to work with your coach. Right now, what you're looking at in New York is a team with 9 guys in the rotation that fit Tibbs' culture, fit Tibbs' style. All 9 of these guys are Tibbs players. You got to work with that's what the Don did. Okay, he made a mistake, then he gets rid. And the thing is, even though he made a mistake, right, getting Kemba, the deal was 2 years, $16 million. It wasn't like he lost a lot of money. And Frenchie got over. Okay. But even Frenchie sat, we got Grimes, and Frenchie was sitting. Okay. And then forget Frenchie. Then all of a sudden, DiVincenzo came, the big ragu, and forget Frenchie. He was done. He was sitting whining on the side. Okay. Because why? He could shoot, but cannot play defense. You don't get guys that don't fit. What it was a lot of yelling and screaming about offense. And I kept saying, you don't win chips with offense. You win chips with defense. And so, we need more scoring. No, we didn't. We didn't. That was the worst of the seasons. That year, Tibbs won 37 games. Only 2 times in his pro coaching career, he didn't have a winning record. That was one of them. And it wasn't his fault. He brought 2 dudes in that don't fit him. So you get rid of them, and the next year you come in with guys that fit. What happens? 47 wins. There you go. Or whatever it was. It was 40-something wins and 5th in the East. Then they beat Cleveland in the first round, losing the second round, right? That's what happens. You got the guys that fit him. Right now, the reason I've been saying the Knicks are dangerous, even before the Cat trade, you got guys that fit Tibbs' system. Listen, you know what? There's no way we could compare Jericho Sims to Cat, right? But I would work with Jericho Sims and Precious if we had to. I was saying that at the beginning of the season. I wouldn't worry about that. They'll hold it down until Mitch Rob get back, but then you messed around and got Gato? Oh, man. We in good shape, y'all. That's what I'm saying. And it's because now Tibbs teams always start slow, but the defense starts picking up after about 35 games, 40 games. The defense starts picking up. You start seeing that crunching defense. Okay. And I'm saying even before Mitch Rob returns, you'll see that. Gato plays good defense. Just like I said, last night, the legs was gone, man. And he came back with second win in the second half now. But the legs was gone. He was at the beginning of the game, he was sluggish. Brunson, they were victimizing him also. And that causes the other 3 dudes to have heavier burdens on them. See, now, when Mitch Rob's on the floor, y'all know, right? He don't have no offense, right? But if Brunson gets beat, you got something back up. And then you mess around and add, last year we had Hartenstein, and then we had Mitch Rob, and you added OG to that mix, even with Juju, who we know is a sometimey defender. What? They won like 12 straight, right? See, Gato, he got the skills to do some of Mitch Rob's stuff defensively. But if he's slacking, it's going to hurt the team because Brunson's going to be weak on defense. He scrapes the best he can. But he's not like somebody to wave somebody off and let him go by like Juju was doing. But that's going to be the case. But when you got all 4 dudes lined up doing their thing, Brunson can be a little slack and they still be all right. Especially if you get a Mitch Rob, because the offense knows, well, put it this way. Look at the effect that when Victor Wembanyama had on the game when we played them. Guys were hesitant to come in the paint. Even if they could beat their man off the dribble, they had to think about Wembanyama. That's Mitch Rob. Okay? Same defensively, I'm saying. That's Mitch Rob. So when Mitch Rob is there, guys might be able to think, I could beat Brunson off the dribble, but then I got to deal with Mitchell Robinson. And not only that, You still got help. They're going OG Anunoby last night. He had nothing on offense. Really, he didn't. He really didn't have anything on offense. He saved his energy for the defensive end of the floor, and he did a tremendous. Him did and Mikal Bridges. I'm trying to tell y'all, I don't want to hear nothing else. I was telling y'all all along, stop tripping about Mikal. I kept getting all these comments. I thought, I'm concerned about Mikal. Why did we spend so much on Mikal? I was like, would y'all stop tripping? Mikal is two-way. So the Knicks have Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Gato as legit two-way players. And off the bench, Deuce and Payne, legit. And now Shaman, legit two-way players. They can guard and they can shoot. Last night was a bad example because of the tired legs. What's up, Donnell 140? But yeah, we good, man. So now I'm not gonna call it the Juggernaut. I'm gonna call it the baby Juggernaut. It's a baby Juggernaut right now. The reason I say it's a baby Juggernaut is because the Juggernaut, look back last year when OG came in the lineup and you had Hartenstein, right? You had Hartenstein, you had Brunson, you had DiVincenzo, and then you had OG and Juju. When they were crushing good teams. They were crushing good teams, and they were causing good teams to not score 90 points. 90, right? Y'all remember? And they won like 12 straight. They was crushing them. That was a Juggernaut. It's like you walk into a game and you're wondering how could they lose this game? Because every game they could crush the guy, especially defensively. That's the Juggernaut. Right now we're close, but what I liked about what we had last night was Brunson saw for the second straight game, and he's been doing it more this year than I've ever seen. He reads the game. He said, okay, we got tired legs. We're not hitting our threes. Let's get into the paint. Let's get into the paint. Okay, let's get into the paint. So that's tremendous. That's tremendous. So now if you go out, project the season, you're going to see that. To me, that's a permanent situation. Brunson's going to read the game, and when he sees jumpers not falling, when he knows we got tired legs, he's going to get into the paint. And he's going. And now the only team that has the kryptonite to mess with us on that, and you'll know who it is. It's Atlanta, because Dyson Daniels is kryptonite to Jalen Brunson. We done lost Atlanta twice this year. Dyson Daniels got Brunson's number. So when we play Atlanta, he has got to go to Gato. He has got to go to Gato. He has got to move that basketball because Dyson Daniels got him. Hey, everybody has one. Everybody has a guy that gets in your crawl and can mess you up. Everybody does. Okay. Chamberlain had Russell. Everybody got a guy. Jordan had the brother from the Bronx, the brother from DePaul went to the Bronx. I can't think of his name. Rod Strickland. Jordan couldn't do nothing with Rod Strickland. Okay. Everybody got a kryptonite. Everybody does. And it's not always a guy you would expect to be the kryptonite. It's weird, but it is what it is. Okay. Deuce got TJ McConnell. Well, let me tell you. Brunson got Dyson Daniels. That's his kryptonite. Okay. Oh, yeah, Computer. I've been saying the Knicks could win it all this year. The Knicks could take it all. Let me repeat. 55 plus wins, top 2 in the East. And they could come out of the East. Let me just add that. I've been saying this, y'all know. 55 plus wins, even when they lost a couple of games, and some of y'all was tripping. Some people was tripping about somebody need to be traded, or we need to move Mikal Bridges, or we need another wing, or bull crap. I said 55 plus wins, top 2 in the East. Somebody losing their spot. And guess what? The Knicks are a game and a half away from Boston. Y'all hear me? The Knicks are a game and a half away from Boston. game and a half. Okay, game and a half. So here we come. Here we come. Okay, here we come. Caputo, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I have to. Michael Caputo says the East is weak. What the hell? Okay. Can I explain? There's this thing in the NBA right now. It's called parity. Do y'all understand what, Mr. Caputo, do you understand what parity means? You know, parity means that the teams are more evenly matched. That there's really, aside from Charlotte, there's really nobody you can say is a doormat. And even Charlotte, when Brandon Miller's healthy, they can beat anybody at any time. So there is no weak in the NBA. No, there's no weak in the NBA. On any given night, anybody can beat anybody. And the reason it looks more bunched up is because to me, I have not seen this level of parity in the NBA. Whew, I can't even tell you. I haven't seen this level of parity in a long time. Okay, I haven't. Because the league has been pushing this big three really from, well, really you have Jordan and Pippen, then you had Shaq and Kobe, and Shaq and Kobe had a tremendous supporting cast, including Lamar Odom. And then you got Boston, which we know with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. And then LeBron decided to connect with Dwayne Wade in Miami, and they formed a big three. And that's been the way the league has been going. And then after that, guys was trying to talk to each other off season and try to figure out how they could get a big three. We seen the Nets try it, right? With Kyrie, they had Kevin Durant, and they had James Harden, and they still sucked. Okay, we saw that. So, but it's played out. It's played out now. In the meantime, teams like Detroit drafting a Cade Cunningham, drafting a Thompson, drafting a Ivy, drafting a Duran, drafting a Beef Stew, slowly getting their management team right, getting their coaching staff right, and building their team. Here they come. Okay. San Antonio gets Victor Wembanyama after they get Devin Vassell. Castle, they now build in the right way. Okay. Cleveland was supposed to be finished after LeBron left. Right? Right? Once LeBron said, I'm going to the sunny shores of LA, I'm taking my talents to the Lakers, they were supposed to be finished. But now they get Evan Mobley. They get Donovan Mitchell. They got Garland. Right? LeVert. You see? So teams everybody's learning the blueprint for building the right way. That's why the Kings are in bad shape. Who the hell their owner is, I don't know what's going on, but he don't know what he's doing. And it's hurting the whole organization. Okay? It's hurting them. Mike was a great coach. Tough coach. Some of the things I don't like how he did, but you can't deny he's been a great coach on his career. And he know what he's doing there in Sacramento, and they fired him. It was stupid. After giving him an extension this summer, they gave him an extension. Then they fired him. 32 games into the season. It's ridiculous. Okay? Teams like that will stand out as the doormats eventually because that's terrible management. Terrible. But most teams are figuring out the management. So they know weakness. Ain't no weakness in the league. Ain't no weak East or weak West. They're just teams that could beat you on any given night. And I'm loving it myself. I don't understand why people talk about the ratings are down or whatever the hell. I'm loving it that any given night, any team can show up and pull up and beat any other team. That's what you want to see. At least, that's what I want to see. I want to see that. Okay, so that's what we got right now. So it's a lot of parity in the league. What really distinguishes teams now with all the parity is injuries, right? So the teams that can withstand injuries are going to be there at the end. The teams that can withstand injuries. Yeah, I know, Corey Lynch. That's what I'm saying. It was so stupid, man. Computer, you're asking Twitter type questions. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't care if they're the best starting five in the NBA. What I do want, I want them to be the best team coming out of the East in June. Those are Twitter type. I don't have those type of discussions. I don't give a crap whether they're the best five. They're really good, but we all know that they're really good. Okay, and can they get better? Yes. Will they get better? Yes. They're really good. Somebody losing their spot. That's all I'm saying. The Knicks are coming. Somebody losing their spot. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't give a flop, man. Whether they starting five in NBA, I don't give a flop. There's some other channels that talk about that BS. They why did they that? Oh my God, so-and-so didn't play. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Oh, they lost the game. Oh my God. Trade somebody. Trade Mitch Robinson. They lost the game. I even read somewhere somebody said they got a bad hole at the center spot. I was like, bad hole? Some of this stuff you can't make up, man. Oh, gosh. You see, Peace G's, I don't get in those arguments because I don't care. I got Jalen Brunson, and I'm keeping Jalen Brunson. You have Trae Young, you keep the leprechaun. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? You got Trae Young, keep the leprechaun. I got Brunson. I'm happy with Brunson. Well, yeah, because they was hitting 3-point. That's why they was in the game, Isaac. And again, what it was last night, and again, in the league, this is how you see it. When you start seeing 3-pointers go up like that, and you start seeing people get in the paint like that, what does that tell you? When you have a team that you know very well can play defense, right? What happens with that? Okay, it's called being a half a step slow. And in the league, a half a step is everything. Like I said, I like to bring up Jimmer Fredette. He's my favorite poster child when it comes to this stuff. There's a lot of Jimmer Fredettes, but I'm saying he's my favorite. Big, high scorer in college. Could not get his stuff off in the league. Could not get his nut off in the league. Could not. But go limp. Why? Because the half a step quicker speed in the league messed him up. He would go to China and drop 50 a game. They don't have that problem. But when you're in the NBA where the quickest, fastest, most skilled athletes in the world are playing basketball, a half a step means everything. So last night, the Knicks were a half a step slow because they were fatigued. They were tired. So they're half a step slow. And Washington was lighting up that 3-point line. That's what it was. Okay. That's why I'm interested to see what it looks like Monday. Tomorrow they play again at 7:00 and here in Washington, right? I want to see what it looked like. Okay. I want to see what it looked like tomorrow because they got a day to rest. They don't have to fly nowhere, and they're going to be right here in DC. I want to see what it looks like on Monday. I want to see if they so I want to see what that looks like. Okay, Charm Boy. I like what you said in terms of logically, it makes sense. He said Knicks need 1 seed or 4 seed to avoid Boston till the Eastern Conference Finals. I hear that strategy, okay? But this goes, I'm going to answer this. Somebody gave me a question a few minutes ago, said, do I think the Knicks can win a title, right? When you're a juggernaut, it don't matter who's in front of you. When you're a juggernaut, it don't matter who's in front of you. You know, when the Lakers were winning championships in the 80s with Magic, Worthy, Jabbar, James Worthy said, we get to the point where we're flowing like it's just us in the basketball. We don't even care who the opponent is. It's just us in the basketball. Now, that's when you're really good, okay? And I think the Knicks have the potential to be that good. And so I don't care if we play Boston in the first round, Eastern Conference Finals. It's like somebody was saying, well, we need to put Precious in the starting lineup because we need the size. You know, if we play San Antonio, we need to have the size. And I said to y'all got to start twisting your thinking the other way. The other team has a problem with our speed. We don't have a problem with size. They have a problem with our speed. Boston wants to avoid us. You understand? Boston needs to avoid us. We're not worried about Boston. We're not worried about Cleveland. We're not worried about nobody. Boston needs to avoid us. We the team. It's like if y'all seen any of y'all seen Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad, and Walter White's wife said you could be in danger. You're dealing drugs. You could be in danger. And the wife, and he said to the wife, when there's a knock on the door, he said, "I am the danger." Y'all remember that? He said, "I am the danger. I'm not worried about danger. I am the danger." Well, let me. The Knicks teams need to worry about us. We're not worried about nobody. We respect Boston is good. You can't take nobody lightly, you know. But we're not fearing nobody. The Knicks ain't fearing nobody. They better fear us. Okay? They better fear us. That's the way I'm saying it. Forget. I'm not worried about avoiding nobody. The Knicks could play anybody. The Knicks could ball with anybody. Especially you talking about a 7-game series when everybody's healthy. The Knicks could ball with anybody. You know, there's nobody out there we can't ball with. Anybody, that's right. So, yeah, so whether we the 1 seed or the 2 seed or the 3 seed or the 4 seed, teams don't want to mess with us. We the team they want to avoid. See, Boston wants to avoid the Knicks. They would hope the Knicks become the 2nd seed. They would hope the Knicks become the 2nd seed. They want that because they don't want to have to deal with us until the Eastern Conference Finals themselves. Yeah, nah, I ain't worried about nobody. And I don't think the Knicks are either. What, you think Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Gato Grande, you think they care? You think Mikal Bridges gives a crap who they play? You think OG and Anobi grown-ass man care? You think Deuce care? You got a squad that don't give a flop about who's in front of them. They respect everybody, but they gonna come for your tail, man. They coming for your ass every night. Ask Washington, especially ask the youngin, Keyshawn George, whatever the young boy's name is. Ask the young boy. You heard of Precious Achua? Ask the young boy. You heard of Precious Achua? Yeah, man, it don't matter, man. When you rolling the way you supposed to roll, it don't matter who you play. That's see when they got last year, y'all seen it. There wasn't even no honeymoon period, no adjustment period when OG joined that squad. They started rocking everybody. That was a juggernaut. And at the end of the season, basically they had 6 guys, right? I mean, basically. Here, you got Mitch Rob coming back, and he's not even 100% healthy. And you got, we are the better team, hanging on to his leg in mess, trying to play dirty, and still couldn't do nothing with him. Man, please. You know, they should be lighting candles that Mitch Rob doesn't come back. And anybody talking about trading Mitch Rob is a damn idiot. A goddamn idiot. Let me just be plain with you. Trading Mitch Rob, what the hell's wrong with y'all? They lighting candles in their little churches right now praying, don't let him come back. Don't let him come back. Don't let him come back. Because you get Mitchell Robinson in that 2nd unit. What? And you thought Precious Achua did work yesterday? Shoot, man. Oh, hell no. No. And please, no need to be talking about trades, period. Please, can we just stop with the trades? I know some of y'all got the trade Jones the way a crackhead wants a pipe, and you don't care who's on the team, and you don't care how good they doing. You still want to trade somebody because y'all just a crackhead leader the pipe. But for those of us that got a goddamn sense, you leave this team alone. and you just wait till Mitch Rob come back. Mitch Rob reminded me of my cousin. I had a cousin, man. I had a cousin. He could ball too. He was pro level, you know, but the wine and the women messed him up. You know, a lot of brothers could ball. Y'all know everybody has somebody in the park that could do business, right? Against anybody. There was this pro dude, his name was Jeff Rulin. He played for the Sixers. My cousin toyed with that boy. And my cousin was 6'4", 6'5". Jeff Rulin was all in 6'9". My cousin toyed with that boy. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. But my cousin was like I say, he was big, and there was this bully in the neighborhood. He used to mess with me and my brother, right? And so I said, man, wait till my cousin come. He said, bring your cousin. When my cousin came, that was the only time in my life I saw that boy cry. He'd never cry. It's the only time in my life I saw him cry. Yeah. Mitch Roberts like my cousin. Mitch Roberts like my cousin. Wait till my cousin come. That's all I'm saying. Wait till my cousin come back. That old country boy gonna do business on MSG. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Don't mess with him. Yeah. My cousin destroyed that boy. There was another dude he played against. They used to call him the Greyhound. Walter Davis. Y'all remember Walter Davis? He was a bad man. My cousin destroyed him. Made him look like he was in high school. I'm trying to tell you. But, you know, my cousin always had a pack of Newports and a bottle of Old English. and several girlfriends. Pack of Newports, bottle of Old E, several girlfriends. Yeah, that's the way it was, man. That's the way it was. That's the way it was. I still mean my cousin still, when you out in our culture, the first cousin, it's like a sibling, He's my first cousin, he's like my brother, so we grew up together. So yeah. OE, man. He used to have one game. I'll tell you a quick story. We was down by 17, high school. Now the whole game is 32 minutes. So first half we down 17. Coach is yelling at everybody. My cousin said, go F yourself. Went in the bathroom, went back in the shower, pulled out of his bag a quart of Old English and down the whole court while the coach was talking. Came out on the court. Now this is high school. Scored 39 points. No 3-pointers now. Scored 39 in the second half. And all the time he's telling them, ain't nobody on your team guard me. Y'all better get out here and guard me. He was shooting from almost out of bounds. If it was 3-pointer, he probably would have had 60. Because everything was like from out of bounds, half court. And when they came out on him, he had this dip where he rolled it off his fingers. Oh, it was like George Gervin. 39 in 32 in 16 minutes. It was ridiculous. I ain't never to this day seen anything like that. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I was a shooting guard in high school. They used to call me Rick the Hog because Rick Barry was the big thing, and I used to shoot like that. I was a shooting guard. I was a small shooting guard in high school. Yeah, I wasn't a point guard. I did get an MVP in the summer league once playing point guard, but that was an anomaly. I don't think I wasn't really a point guard. I was really a shooting guard. And I was too small, not athletic enough to really go anywhere and play any, big time basketball. But don't let me start shooting because everybody knew that was going to be a problem. Yeah. I could shoot a little bit back in the day. Yeah, I could shoot a little bit back in the day. But I'm telling you, wait till our cousin come. When Mitchell Robinson get back, yeah, everybody had a hood Jordan. If anybody from Long Island and y'all know Camel Park, you would know my cousin. Camel Park was where he did business. Any court in Hempstead, they would know him. Is where he did his business, man. Yep. Yeah, there are some guys that could just ball, though. I mean, like Brunson. I don't think anybody would mistake Jalen Brunson as being athletic, right? I mean, he's not athletic, but obviously he's all-world point guard, right? I mean, right? Nobody would say Jalen Brunson was any kind of athletic at all, but he's an all-world point guard, man. There's no doubt. Sometimes you could just ball. Kwame, please don't start. I heard. You know what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard you was dating Monica McNutt. Is that true? I heard means nothing. I heard. Especially, don't tell me you got this information from Twitter, because that's worth about as much as a dirty piece of toilet paper. That's worth about, she told me. She literally did tell me. I said, so you like your married life? She said, oh, she said, this was her exact word. She said, I'm in it to win it. I said, hey, go ahead, sister. I said, go do your thing, sister. She said, I'm in it to win. But yeah, all this I heard, I heard, shoot, I heard Dr. J's making a comeback and the Knicks won a sign. I heard, if you listen to Twitter, you got a problem. Twitter is definitely comic hour, comic relief. Twitter, that's what it is. It's comic relief. I heard whatever. Ain't nobody trading Mitchell Robinson. You got to be crazy. Can you imagine, though? Just think about it. See, and this is what I'm saying. Let me ask you all a question. So the Don has been in charge. This is 5th season, right? This is 5th season in charge. So there's a couple of things we should know, and let me just be honest. Tell me if I'm being unreasonable. There's a couple of things you should know. Number one, the Knicks do not leak trade information. Am I right about that? Like, the Don don't even have press conferences. So he don't leak no trade information to anybody. So when somebody comes up with what I heard, they full of doo-doo, right? Because the Don ain't leaking nothing. They ain't telling nobody nothing. So why somebody say, I heard? Where the hell you heard from? Not the Don. And in the Sanctum, can we agree on point 1A is tight. The Inner Sanctum of the Knicks is tight. They're not letting nobody know nothing. Tight. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, aside from the aforementioned Kemba Walker and Frenchie deal, and even them, but has he made a big mistake? Has he done something out of that you just think, damn, why did he do that? And it didn't work out? Every trade this brother has done has worked out. Everything he has done. Okay? So with those two things in mind, when you're hearing about Mitchell trade rumors, you can know right now it did not come from the Knicks. It did not come from the Knicks. Okay? When you're hearing about rumors of anybody being traded, it did no. Cam Reddish. Look, Cam Reddish was a trial, and what did we turn Cam Reddish into? Do you know what we turned Cam Reddish into? Cam Reddish became Josh Hart. So no, that wasn't no mistake. Cam Reddish was a trial run that became Josh Hart. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So no. The Don is doing business, always playing chess. And there's no way in hell you're going to tell me he traded Mitchell Robinson. You can imagine a healthy Mitchell Robinson in his second unit? What is wrong with some people, man? Can you imagine, though? What is that going to look like? The best offensive rebounder in the world. Next to Precious Achua, Deuce McBride, Cameron Payne, and now Shamet. What? And they're going to trade him. Oh, my God. No, you know what that started with? First, it was what was the flavor of the month a few months ago in Utah? What was that boy? The flavor of the month. They was trading him for that flavor of the month. Then now it's Jordan Clarkson that everybody is swinging on his nutsack. And what? Jordan Clarkson? Are you kidding me? Kessler, yeah, Walker Kessler. Oh, they gotta go get him. Really? And now it's all about what's his name? The Filipino dude, Clarkson. Okay, look. Number one, the Knicks don't have the money. for Clarkson. And they're not going to trade away enough assets to get the money. Because you, in any trade, the Knicks, please think about these things before you give me what you heard, okay? For any trade the Knicks make, they have to send out more than they take in. Let me just say that again for us kids. When any trade the Knicks make, they have to send out more money than they take in. Okay? Everybody understand that? So let's just take a quick gander at Jordan Clarkson, just as an example. Let's use this as the poster child of stupidity that we can just, ignore. Let's look at Jordan Clarkson. How much is Jordan Clarkson making? How much does he make? I don't even know. I'm just looking at it. Let me look at his debt. Let's see. Jordan Clarkson makes. Let me see here. Let me see. Back.com. Okay. So Jordan Clarkson, hang on, I'm almost there. There it is. Okay. Jordan Clarkson, I had to pull it up. Jordan Clarkson is on a deal. He's a $14 million deal. Now, that means the Knicks must send out more than $14 million to make a deal for Jordan Clarkson. So Mitchell Robinson I think he makes 12. Is Mitchell Robinson at 12 right now? I think Mitchell Robinson's at 12. Because Mitchell Robinson's contract is a declining contract, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got a declining deal, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to be he's at 14 now, but he's going to be at 12.9 next year. So the Knicks would have to send out more than Mitchell Robinson to make a deal work. And now you're dealing with Danny Ainge. Do you think Danny Ainge is going to want Mitchell Robinson plus whatever baggage the Knicks could throw at him simply for Jordan Clarkson? Do you think that he's going to just let Jordan Clarkson walk with that? Does that make any sense to you? And why would the Don trade a contract that's going to be $12 million next year? I mean, I think he's a little smarter than that, don't you think? What's out there that's worth trading Mitchell Robinson's $12 million for? See, if you ask yourself these questions, you can dismiss the idiocy that's out there very quickly. Very quickly. And you can actually predict what's going to happen with common sense, right? Let me ask you all a question. What was the main reason Minnesota traded Karl Anthony Towns? What was the main reason Minnesota traded Karl Anthony? It was because they wanted Juju so bad and they wanted Dante so bad. It was money, right? It had nothing to do with getting equal value. It was money. It was money because their owner did not want to pay $30 million this year. This year, he would have a $30 million tax bill this year. $30 million. He gets off the $30 million by moving Gato. Okay, he gets off the $30 million by moving Gato. That's why they did the deal. And if you were paying attention a year and a half ago, you can see this was coming because they now had Ant and they paying Ant $200 million. They got Gobert and they're paying him $40 million. The owner don't want the tax bill like that unless they win a chip. They didn't win a chip. So now you got to replace somebody. They don't want to lose the defense that Gobert brings. And they damn sure ain't trading Ant. So that means it was Gato. And so his salary went from $49 million, goes to 50, then I think 55 and 61. He wasn't paying all them taxes. Not this year. So he'll pay taxes in the future, but this year he's keeping $30 million in his pocket. That's why the deal had to happen. They were just trying to get as much value as they can from the deal. And I think they did good getting, they got picks. Did they get picks? I know they got Juju and they got the big Ragu, but you get as much as you can. You're not going to get equal value, but you're saving $30 million and you do as best that you can. Okay. So that's what it comes down to, because that's 30 million hard dollars. That ain't no monopoly money. That's hard dollars. Okay, so the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves just saved himself $30 million. That's why the deal went down. All these people saying the Knicks won the trade. Knicks won. It wasn't about that. The Knicks were going to take on the 49 million, and they were prepared to do it going forward because they want this chip. And Minnesota said, I ain't paying $30 million right now. We can still try to get this chip. Bring Julius Randle and DiVincenzo in here and see what we can get. That's it. You know, John Petty, that's a good question, and I can't answer it. Now, we know about Tibbs. Not only does he not play 10 players in the playoffs, but what does he do? He generally shortens his rotation, right? He generally shortens the rotation. He doesn't even extend, he shortens it. So if he was playing 9 guys before, he's going to play 8. So I don't know. That's a good question because you want Shamet to get some minutes and you want Payne to get some minutes. But let's go by what he has shown us so far this year. Let me ask you all a question. If you had to tell me there's right now, let's not even count Mitchell Robinson. You're talking about Precious, you're talking about Deuce, you're talking about Cameron Payne, and you're talking about Shamet. Okay, so with Precious, Deuce, Payne, and Shamet, let me ask you a question. Of those 4 guys, who is right now getting the most minutes off the bench? Who is the 6th guy that's getting the most minutes off the bench consistently for the Knicks? What would you think? It's obviously Deuce, right? Deuce is getting, okay. Now, who's the 2nd guy? Who's the 2nd guy, aside from Deuce, between Precious, Payne, and Shamet, who's getting the 2nd most minutes off the bench? Right, so we agree. Deuce is getting first. Who's getting the 2nd most? You say Payne? Let's take a look. You know what? I ain't gonna argue. I want to look at it. Let's take a look. We can look at hard numbers. The numbers will tell us. Let's just look at the stats for the team. So right now, as far as minutes, let's go by minutes. The most minutes on the team right now, Mikal Bridges is averaging 39. So let's go past the starting 5 because we know. Then Deuce McBride is averaging 25. Precious is averaging 20, and Payne is averaging 15. Okay, that's the way it is right now. No, I know you're getting, but that's why we looked at it. So the top 7 guys are going to be rotation unless they get hurt in the playoffs. They're your rotation. Now, what you want to ask yourself is, okay, so Deuce is going to continue to be in the rotation in the playoffs. Precious is going to be in the rotation in the playoffs. So I gotta believe Mitchell Robinson is going to be in the rotation come playoff time. So you got 8. I'm thinking it's going to be Cam, which is going to be hard to. It's hard to take because Cam is a big time playoff guy. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do, Bob John Pettit. I don't know what he's going to do because I know he's playing Deuce. I know he's playing Precious, and he's going to play Mitchell Robinson. So I don't know what is going to happen because Cam Payne is a big time clutch dude. Him and Shamet clutch come playoff time. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, I hear you, Miss Edwards, but you know, she said I'm more worried about the Hawks than Boston, and I understand that. The Hawks seem to match up very well with the Knicks, and that could be a problem. But I think we have to look at the situation as a 7-game series. If the Knicks had to play Atlanta in a 7-game series, I don't think they lose that series. That's what I'm thinking. I understand the concern because they beat the Knicks twice this year. And Dyson Daniels has Jalen Brunson's number. But you got to figure the Knicks would figure out schemes to go back at him in a 7-game series. Okay? You got to figure out that they do that. Thanks, nothing after. Appreciate that. Well, Tibbs doesn't see. Come on, y'all. Agree. Tibbs doesn't do that. Tibbs picks a rotation, and no matter who they're playing, that's his rotation. Like when you talk about Josh Hart, right? Somebody thought, well, you know, we need to adjust and put Precious in and have Hart come off the bench because we need more size in the starting lineup. That's what a lot of people said, and I totally understand that. But I understand Tibbs also. Tibbs picks a rotation and doesn't change it. He's not changing the rotation. So, no, he's not going to have Mitchell Robinson in starting or in the rotation or in the starting line, but not in the starting line because of the matchup. Mitchell Robinson is going to be coming off the bench, and he's going to remain coming off the bench for the rest of this season, unless somebody gets hurt, God forbid. If somebody gets hurt, then it changes. But other than that, you're going to see Mitchell Robinson manning the second unit with Precious and Deuce. They're going to be coming off the second unit together. And you'll probably see, two starters with them. Yeah, Mitch is going to play. Mitchell Robinson is going to be a permanent part of the second unit, and he's going to be in the rotation. There's no doubt about that. That's not even questionable. See, the only question is, with respect to what John Pettit brought up, is what's going to happen with Cam Payne and Shamet. I mean, is he going to play 10? I mean, I don't know. I've never seen him do that in a playoff situation. That's why I don't know what he's going to do. I honestly don't know. He could. It's possible. We got the talent, right? We got the depth. He could do it. But, man, that's hard. That's a hard call right there. I don't know what to do with that. So we've already surmised that Deuce and Precious are going to be in the rotation, no matter what. So is Mitchell Robinson. So after that, I have no idea what they're going to do. Corey Lindsay, that doesn't happen to me. I play my music in my car, and I see people roll up their windows, and I don't care. And I play our music. I got a patio enclosed in the back, and that's where my gym is. And I play my music back there. My wife knows what's going on. I just close the door, do my thing. I guess I don't put it in a situation where people can tell me that. Yeah. And you have to understand what's good music to me and you may not be good music to another person. And what some other, somebody was telling me about the Banjo Man on Friday night. I know he's trying his best. He's making his little money, but I have also noticed that the Knicks are playing more DMX on. Y'all notice that they're playing a lot more DMX. I even heard them play MOP, the clean version. MOP during the game. So I guess they got to get the boy his thing, man. But I understand that not everybody likes the same music. So I play mine in my car or in my gym, like that. Even in the house, like I don't play it in the house. My wife, because she don't like my music. And I don't, it's all right. It's an acquired taste, So yeah, they play. Everybody got their music. The players, of course, got their music. So I don't never get that situation, Corey Lindsay. Yeah, they never get that situation. But anyway, yeah. So I think we have just figured out the top 8 for the Knicks playoff time, assuming everybody's healthy. If somebody's injured, it changes everything. I want to make sure we understand it. But assuming everybody's healthy, you're going to have the same starting 5, and you're going to have Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achiuwa, and Deuce McBride. I don't know what happens with Cam. Like last night, Shamet, what did he play last night? Shamet, and they didn't play a lot last night. He kept putting Deuce in there because of the defense. But I don't think let me see how much did they play? And I think still the same thing against Orlando. Like last night, Precious played 19 minutes, Deuce played 19 minutes, Cameron played 6 minutes, and Shamet played 6 minutes. I think you're going to see something like that. I think you're going to see that. I think come playoff time, you're going to see something like that. In fact, those two guys might even get less because Mitchell Robinson will get more time. Right now, he's subbing in Precious for Cato, but I don't know, man. And then against Orlando, the game before that, let's see. Deuce played 22 minutes. Precious played 21 minutes. Cameron played 7, and Shamet played 10. See, I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see I think you're going to see that is what you're going to see. There's not going to be any surprises from Tips, so you're going to probably see that. I hear you, Miss Stevenson. That's what I'm saying. Everybody has their own flavor of music that they like. You know, the guy's doing his best. I got to get there. Okay, there was this white dude. He had something called it was called New York. Y'all remember that? This is a couple years ago. It's New York. Y'all remember that? I like that. Remember that? It's still New York. That's what he was. Y'all remember that? It's still New York. Remember that? I like that one. I like that one. It's still New York. Nah, it was a white dude. It was a white dude. He said it's still New York. And they used to have like video with it and everything. It was nice, man. I liked it. Yeah, it was nice. So, you know, everybody got their thing. See, Miss Stevenson likes it. I don't particularly care for it, but hey, whatever. Let the dude get his check. Let the dude get his check. Yeah, right. Let the dude get his check. He earning his living, man. Let him get his money. Play your little banjo, do your thing. That's all I'm saying. Play your little banjo, get your pay, get your money, do your thing. Do your thing. Too late now. He's been doing this for a minute. He been doing it for a minute. They've been using him for a few years now, a few seasons. That guy. So you don't like that, Jason Free? It's all right. I mean, I've heard better, but it's not bad. That's not. I mean, go New York, go New York. I mean, hey, yeah, yeah, man. But yeah, I'm headed out of here 10 o'clock tonight, so I'm gonna hang out with my kids a little bit more and chill a little bit. Always good to hang out with Knicks Nation. And again, Kubar Dobbins. Last night we hung out, and I forgot the other couple that was there. It was so loud I couldn't hear him say his name, but it was cool. You know, Jay Supreme, Nas is one of the best ever, but I wouldn't want that song. Give me something else, man. Is there something we could put on there that's DMX? How about Rough Riders? Can we put Rough Riders on there? No. I would do Rough Riders. I would do Rough Riders now. I would do Rough Riders. Oh, yeah. I'll do some Rough Riders. How about that? Yeah. Or yeah, some Rough Riders, man. Some Rough Riders. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm not saying I don't like New York State of Mind, but you would take it for the anthem? I can understand why people would like that. It's Nas, man. Nas is a legend. I totally understand that. Totally get it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, well, whatever, man. To me, we passed the golden age of hip hop in the 90s. The golden age of hip hop was the 90s. It came out in the 80s, but the 90s was the golden age. You have not been able to reach that height yet. To me, you've not. All these cats out here with these fake gold teeth and all these tats, man, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't saying nothing. I'm not having it. You know what I mean? But you talking about Big L, you talking about the Lost Boys, you talking about EPMD, you talking about KRS-One, you talking about Nas, you talking about Biggie, you talking about Tupac. Those are some dudes right there. Those are some dudes right there, man. Mobb Deep, that's right, Mobb Deep, MOP, Tribe Called Quest, yup, Tribe Called Quest. Oh man, yeah. Cypress Hill. All that. That was 90s hip hop. That was the golden age. I wasn't no kid when I got into that. But it was actually Marcus Camby and them turned me on to that. They used to get in my car and I'd have gospel tapes. This is when you played tapes, this was before CD. And they get in my car, him and these kids that I used to coach. And all of a sudden I had gospel tape in my car. I turned the car on and KRS-One would be playing. They done took out my gospel tape and they put KRS-One in there. And then I got hooked on KRS-One And then all of a sudden, from there, I started listening to all these other dudes. And if y'all remember, I don't know if they do it now, but they had the rap videos on. I forgot it wasn't the white channel though. It was the hip hop channel. They had the rap videos on, and then I started watching them. And so, yeah, that's what got me in, man. And I was in my 30s, and I started getting into all that stuff. Man. I started catching all of them. Yeah, Big Daddy Kane, K Solo, a whole bunch of them dudes, man. Especially dudes from New York, like dudes from New York, Long Island. Yeah, that's right. Music video. That's right, Joe Curry. That's right. BET. Yeah. Dudes from New York, Long Island, Queens, Bronx. Man, please. That was hip hop. They ain't come back on it now since. And then it started fading away. You get 50 Cent, and then all of a sudden it started fading. And DMX, to me, had the game going for a minute. And now he's gone. At one point, me and Marcus Camby was very close. I took his mother to the games. I would take his mom to the games. Mom would wait for me to pick up for the games. And yeah, very close at one point. But then he became big time. And that was the end of that. Actually, the house he bought for his mother, I picked it. I picked the house for them. She lived in Connecticut. And yeah, we were very close. We were very close. I met him when he was about 14 or 15. And yeah. I got my teeth away. First of all, these are bought and paid for. They're not the original ones I was born with. The ones that I was born with done faded away and gone a long time. But these were bought and paid for. $13,000 in Mexico. That's what these are. And I use a water pick with different ingredients to keep them good. Oh, come on. You know it's the favorite, Corey Lindsay. Come on now. Andy up, baby. Come on now. I still play that. Andy up. Get up out that 740 shorty. Take everything off. MOP. Andy up. That's right. That was it, Corey. That's my jam right there. I still got that on my playlist. In fact, my playlist ain't nothing but 90s hip hop. I actually got classical music on playlist. I got 90s hip hop on playlist. And I got some older stuff from like the 70s, R&B and other stuff. I got my playlist is very diverse, but it's all old stuff. Exactly. No, I be thinking about that. There's two songs that I play when I'm turning off, like Reggie Miller. I'm turning him off or turning off Shaq and them and just listening to my playlist. I'm playing Annie Up. Well, three. I'm playing Annie Up. I'm playing Old Dirty Bastard, Brooklyn Zoo, and there's another one. I like Music Makes Me High by the Lost Boys. I be playing them during that. They're in the playlist. They're in the lineup. They're in the lineup. You know, they're in the lineup. And of course, if I got to pick between Tupac and Biggie, I'm Biggie. And I'm not saying Tupac ain't all that. Tupac was deep. Bit of a drama queen off the side, but he was deep. His stuff is deep. But Biggie was unreal, man. Damn. Yeah, I don't like the new stuff. I don't like the way they carry this stuff. I don't like their profile. Like, oh, these DPs, I don't like your Marla Flockin profile. I don't like your profile. You know. Yeah, Biggie was, oh man, that and the way he put the game together like that. Whew, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, Gangstar. You know the one that he came out with they came out with it after he died, and he was with who was he with? They did what was the one about diamonds? Diamonds, right? That came out after he died. Diamonds. J. Cole, he was J. Cole. Yeah. That was a bad joint, man. That was a bad joint. Yeah, that was a bad joint. Yeah. I like all that. Tribe Called Quest. What's the one with Fife, the 5-footer? The 5-footer. Now I don't remember X Clan. Maybe I do Johnny Davis, because sometimes I would hear somebody's music and just like I don't always go by the name. Sometimes it's like if there's a jam I like, I'm just gonna keep. Yeah, Diamonds Are Forever. Right. Fife. Yeah, Fife, and your own point, Fife, all the time. To your own point, Fife, all the time. To grab the microphone and let your words rip. Paris, France. All right, Dice De La. Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. I like them, man. Oh, wait, let me not forget Lords of the Underground. Y'all remember Lords of the Underground? Lords of the Underground. Lords of the Underground. They had their little 15 minutes in the 90s, too. Lords of the Underground. Oh, yeah. Funky Child. Oh, yeah. The birth of the Funky Child. Lords of the Underground. From New Jersey. They was from New Jersey. Yep, Chief Rocker. That's right. That's right. They were from New Jersey. Yeah, they were from Newark. They were from Newark. Lords of the Underground of Newark. Yep, that's right. That's right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then, that's right. Psycho. Woo, yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. I keeps that stuff on my phone. That's what I keeps on my phone. That's what I keep on my phone, man. Yep. But Old Dirty Bastard, Brooklyn Zoo, that I think of Tibbs. Whenever I hear that song, I think of Tibbs. Whenever I hear that song, I'll be like, Tibbs getting ready to let the dogs out right here. Tibbs getting ready to let the dogs out. But that's what I'm saying. I like Nas. Nas is a legend. I can't say nothing against Nas. But, Wu-Tang. Yeah, Wu-Tang Clan. The dude that played on The Wire, hated that dude on The Wire, but he was from Long Island. What's that dude's name, man? You know what I'm saying? He was on The Wire. Method Man. Yeah, Method Man. That's right. Method Man. That's right. He acted very well in The Wire because the way he played that role was opposite to me of what he sounded like when he's rapping. That he did that role well, man. He makes you hate him, man. Turn on his uncle and everything. Heavy D. Oh yeah, Heavy D. The cleanest rapper I ever heard. The only one that could do some serious bars without cursing. That's the cleanest rapper I've heard. I'm not saying cursing was bad. At first I used to think so, but then I didn't because the guys just expressing how they feel. But Heavy D could roll, man. No pun intended. He was a big dude. Oh, speaking of big dudes, though, what was the dude with oh God. What's the dude with Fat Joe? He was bigger than Big Pun. Ooh, that boy was bad. Big Pun was a bad man. I didn't like that he beat up his woman. He had a bad time beating up his woman. That's what turned me off to him. But can't deny the talent. That boy was good. That boy was a bad man. Big Pun was a bad man. Pun was a bad man. Rakim, yep, him too. But it was really Heavy D. I listened to a lot of Heavy D back in the day. I liked Heavy D, man. Real smooth. Heavy D was smooth, man. Yeah, but Big Pun was a bad man. He was a bad man. And some of the videos that he did with Fat Joe, oh my gosh, they was bad people, man. What was that dude that did Hip Hop Hooray? Who was Hip Hop Hooray? Hip Hop Hooray! Oh, what was that dude? Hip Hop Hooray. That was a bad one too. That's what I'm saying. See, there was so many. Naughty by Nature. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, There's too many. And all of what we just talked about was 80s and 90s. All we just talked about, 80s and 90s, right? All we just talked about, 80s and 90s. That's what we do. Treats, right? Always talking about Northern by Nick. Please. There was some bad stuff out there in the 90s. That was the golden age. You ain't never seen that. I don't think you're going to see that again. To me. But that music, I still play it all to this day. All of that music, I play it all. I play it all to this day. Yeah, I play it all right now. 30 years old. And sometimes I have to marvel. I say, you know, this jam is 30 years old. And I can't believe it. It's like 30 years old, man. Some of this stuff, Biggie, I'll be playing, 30 years old. KRS-One, the one that, yeah, that whole album was his baddest album. That came out in 95. That was going to be 30 years old in a month, right? 30 years old, man. That's, shoot. Ah, man. I think the boy that got murdered recently, what was the boy name that got murdered in California? He had a potential to do something, man. They killed him, though. I don't know what the real story is. It's never what you think it is. But somebody killed him. Guru, no, but who's the boy that got Nipsey Hussle? Yeah. I think he had a chance to do some stuff, man. I liked him, but he didn't get a chance. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think you're going to really see what we saw in the 90s as a collective group of talent. I don't think you're going to really see what we see in the 90s, man. That's golden age in my opinion. The golden age of hip hop was the 1990s. Golden age, man. For real. So, yeah, you're right, John Petty. It's not even the same league. It's disrespectful to even people try to compare it. It really is, man. From KRS-One was like 87, 88, 86. 89, 90, yeah, like that. And then you started coming into the 90s and it just blew up. It just went nuts, man. It went nuts. There was so much out there. Yeah. I got my theories as why that's just the way that situation is, Jay Supreme. Certain groups of people control the music industry, and if it's not destroying us, they won't let it get out. And I think y'all understand what I'm saying. Certain groups of people control the music industry, and if it's not destroying us, then they won't let it get out. If you're telling too much of a story, there's a problem. I'm saying if you're too real, it's a problem. You mean so? And that's why, like, some people have asked me, why you listen to that? You're a man of the God. You listen to that. Because I said, these brothers are being real. It was about survival. And it was telling us what certain people did to create the neighborhoods that brought that music out. Those neighborhoods were created. Let me stop there before I get in trouble. Those neighborhoods were created. They didn't just come about accidentally because those people are animals. That was all created. Yeah, Big L was shot like 7 times in the back. You know what I mean? So because what happened, you started getting the energy that was like when MOP says ante up, they talking about carjacking the car. Now, let me ask you a question. I don't want to be carjacked, right? But look, do you blame a brother that's trying to eat? You know what I'm saying? Do you blame a brother that's trying to eat? He ain't got no other way. They didn't give him no education. His daddy might be in jail. He's raised by his mama and he's in the hood and the hood was created and he's trying to eat. So you pull up there in your 740 with diamonds on. Oh, you think you just gonna roll through? No. That's what I'm saying. Brownsville, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I wouldn't do it, but see, I'm fortunate. My father raised me. He was tough. He bought a house for us. My father was the deal, okay? He had his anger too, but my father was the deal. I was fortunate. And I was raised in a time where if one of my neighbors saw me get in trouble, my father whooped my ass. So it was a whole different scene. But not everybody has that. My cousin, my aunt, they lived in the hood. If y'all remember Martin Luther King Drive in Hempstead back in this was like 60s. Martin Luther King in Hempstead. That was deal right there. My cousin came up different from me. So that's why when somebody messed with me, I said, you don't want me to go get my cousin. You don't want me to do that. You don't want me to do that. The drive right, they called it Wilclo back in the day. Wilclo. They used to call it Wilclo. I didn't understand, never understood why they called it Wilclo. But it was Martin Luther King Drive. They called it Wilclo. And that was hood, man. Tough. You know, so that's what I'm saying. So, and my aunt, my aunt is now in Fort Greene. Bless her. She's older than my father. And but she raised my other cousin in Bedford-Stuyvesant before it was gentrified, obviously, right? Bedford-Stuyvesant was no joke either. I mean, I had to, sneak when I go to see them. Yeah. So, and then if you was making it, you lived in Park Slope. It's like in Harlem. If you was making it, you lived in the terrace. Y'all know the terrace. You lived in the terrace. There was there was these nice buildings. The actors and stuff were living there in Harlem. We're going way back, man. But Harlem Terrace, right? I don't know what it's like now, but yeah, that was the deal. When you was living in Harlem Terrace, you was doing something, man. You was doing something. But yeah, it's a different scene. Not everybody's fortunate to get the right situation, man. And you can't, nobody, none of you or me, we can't control who our parents are, where we're born, what we look like when we're born, what the situation is when we're born. None of us can control that. Okay. So if you're blessed to be born into a situation that's, that's better, you're blessed. I could have easily been in jail. I could have easily been dead. I could have been a crack dealer. I could have been all of that. But my situation was different than a lot of brothers, even brothers that I knew. So the situation was different. I was fortunate, very fortunate. And I don't take that for granted, man. So when I hear MOP talking about that, I understand where they're coming from. I know what they're trying to do. What, you think they're doing it for fun? Hell no. They're trying to get some money in their pocket so they can eat. That's all. If the people didn't want carjacking, they shouldn't have created neighborhoods called red line neighborhoods and dumped crack into them from the Middle East. I don't know no brothers that got money to go to the Middle East and bring crack. So that neighborhood was created to destroy us. And to me, when you see brothers bring it out on the hip hop, what they trying to say is, you were not successful. We still here. You was not successful. Your game didn't work. We still here. That's what they say. No, I got cousins in Brownsville. To this day, they refuse to leave just on general principle. They making money too, and they stay right there in Brownsville. I got another cousin in East New York, have a Benz parked on the street in East New York. I said, what's wrong with you? He said, ain't nobody touching my car, man. I was like, all right. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, but okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, it's right. It was Lenox Terrace, right? On like 135th Street, by the hospital, somewhere over there, right? Lenox Terrace. Yeah, for real, man. It's Brownsville ain't no joke. Even right now, ain't nobody messing with them. Nobody messing with them. I don't even want to go there. My cousin invited me to go there and do some workout in the park. I was like, nah, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We can connect down here in Florida. Oh man. But anyway, that's why I roll with them hip hop dudes from the 90s, because that's what they telling. They telling on the people that did it. Thanks, Corey. I appreciate it, man. We trying to be real. That's why, the Raw just happened to be because I had a ministry years ago that was called Raw because I was into raw foods. But when I stopped the raw foods, I still kept the raw. But it's raw for another reason now because it's straight up raw, right? Oh, man. Anyway, let me go hang out with my kids. Always good hanging out with y'all. Always real deal hanging out with y'all, man. Now Harlem, I couldn't afford to live there. It's real expensive, man. Harlem is no joke right now. It's real expensive. But y'all, please be safe. Enjoy your weekend. You're coming up on New Year's. Y'all know it get real on New Year's Eve. Be safe out there, man. Be wise. Be wise. Don't let your anger get you in a situation, man. Okay? Be safe. Be wise. Be blessed. So